investing in US equities has been the no-brain trade for really quite some time. But the US data has provided the backdrop to that. I've got backstops on the mind. The US data is starting to fade now. The manufacturing sector certainly is fading. There's some evidence that the consumer is starting to crack as well. Is that a reason maybe to rethink global equity allocation, maybe away from the US, maybe to other areas?
So the currency aspect is really important to that one. If you look at the US dollar historically, it's been a great indication for how investors should react buying US versus particularly emerging markets. If the dollar were to crack, it would start to suggest that emerging markets become a more attractive investment. Doesn't mean US won't go up, it just means EM would probably go up faster if you look at history. I think, interest rate differential, growth rate differentials have also weighed on this, and budget deficits have a pretty good lead indication for currency movement for the U.S., and it does suggest some weakness coming forward. Now, that's not necessarily economic weakness, and I keep stressing this when I talk to investors, that we could have told you back in January that you were going to see weakness in the U.S. start to show up in the third quarter, given that commercial industrial lending standards from the Senior Loan Officer Survey of the Federal Reserve Board tends to be a great 9-month lead indicator, and it really tightened up when we saw the data in January. The problem for most investors talking about further weakening is that things actually got better in the April survey, stabilized in the August survey. This is not a further deterioration like we saw in 07, 08 or in 99, 2000. So there's no reason to believe that it's actually going to get worse. There's actually the reverse going on, that you probably see better data late in the fourth quarter and into the first quarter next year from U.S. economic perspective. And yet that's not what people are worried about. They're worried about the reverse, the further deterioration, kind of the way you asked the question.